Hello, we are going to teach about the quality control in building process at retaining walls unit. This part of the building process is very important because it will connect the foundation with the rest of the structure at our building. First of all, we have to study and analyze our project. We know the details of it, but anyway we have to review, supervise at the last minute just the details that we are going to use and that will influence our process. First of all, we have to begin with the reinforcement. The reinforcement includes the putting on the steel in our structure, in this case the retaining walls. Retaining walls could be in both cases, like the example is just the possibility of the both sizes retaining wall, like this one with both steel forms, and in this case we have the same one with the arranged or the weighted steel from the foundation. The reinforcement has to control the dimension, diameter, characteristics of the steel we receive at the work, and we have to control the possibility of existence of oxide. Reinforcement in walls unit has to be done at the same work, different like the other units from a structure that can be bring from the factory just with the sticks putting on. You have to put on the same work by hands. We can see at this picture like the worker is putting on the longitudinal horizontal sticks just crossing the vertical one. In this picture we can observe how we used a plastic film in the side of the land area in order to protect the future concreting and not mix the concrete with pieces of land. Put on the steel forms is an activity very important. We have to support the pressure the concrete will do when we will concrete this unit. So the steel forms have to be very well calculated, very well situated and very well fixed. We can see in this picture the kind of steels, the forms, steel forms we are going to use. Steel forms are with standard sizes. Steel forms are just including the surface by parts or unit that we are going to construct the wall with. In all cases we have to support by props and fix it with a piece of wood or something like this with the foundation in order to support and carry. We have to be sure our steel form is completely fixed. The steel forms in other cases, when we have both sides, both faces in the wall, is using as word. We will use a little piece of tube, a PVC tube, that will let to us put on this word that will pressure, that will control the longitudinal place, the stride of the position from the forms. After to put on the steel forms, we will be sure and fix that our forms will support the concrete, and we begin with the concrete process. Concrete process is very important to control the test of the concrete and the characteristics of resistance and consistency of our concrete. We have to follow the prescriptions from the project and just make a good concrete, just controlling the maximum height to concrete and the vibration. During the concrete we have to control joints. Joints can be dilatants joints or just a concrete joints. In both cases we have to be sure our waterproof, our stanchity inside our wall is completely. In this picture we can see a longitudinal horizontal joint between the foundation and the beginning of the wall. In the left side we can see the detail of a joint, vertical joint between both pieces of our wall. Both cases, vertical and horizontal, is in this case just with a PVC line that guarantee the characteristics between the foundation and the wall with a waterproof resistance. Joints, in the case where we have a dilatants joint, are used by this kind of PVC side. It's like a line that will guarantee to us the waterproof completely between our pieces of wall. Joints, in case of constructive joints, has to have a little mask, a little curve, like with a concavity and convexity that guarantee for us the resistance and the connection between both concretes with different edges. Joints, in other cases, has an hydroexpansive profile, just like a line that expands in case of contact with water. This line lets to us the warranty to have a very waterproof and very safe area inside our wall. After to treat the concrete, we began with the take-out steel form. Steel form has to be taken out and clean it immediately that we take out. In this case, you have to use special liquids, special acids that guarantee the taking out from the concrete, and the steel will be clean for the next use. Taking out the steel forms in some cases have this side. We can see this example is very funny because you can see in the external face from the wall are big surfaces with a big quantity of amount of concrete. In this case, we can resolve this problem and we will save more concrete too, using little forms, lost forms, forms that are not useful, cheap forms that we can put on in the back side of the wall and guarantee their strike position, the dimension, the geometry, and we will save for us a little bit quantity of concrete. After to take out the steel forms, we will observe, we will supervise the side and the stritement of the face of our wall. In this case, we can see a little pieces of polystyrene expandido that will save for us the possibility of dilatance of our building. The polystyrene, that's in this case, lasts only a little line, a little pieces about 3 centimeters. In the top of the wall, we can see the yellow line that is a PVC line that will connect this ring of our wall with the next one, the superior line. All cases of our unit execution just are divided by units. We have to control the excavation of land that with the putting on of the retaining wall. We connect, we mix. Each time you take out the land, you excavate the land, you substitute, you put on a piece of retaining wall in order to support the resistance that the previous land were supporting for our parcel. The excavation by units guarantee during the building process the resistance and the consistency of the pressure from neighbor buildings, just roads, or the general construction you have around your parcel. This construction by units is just a change between a piece of land and a new unit from retaining wall made by reinforced concrete. Execution by units guarantee the possibility of safe pieces of land with an inclinated surface that will support the pressure from the land until our next unit from retaining wall will be done. After to have all our first ring retaining wall made by units, you have to continue with second level. In this case, we make it in chronologically different point of view, that's superior, down, 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 going to inferior levels, in order to support and resist the pressure from the land. It's very important to control the characteristics and just control the way we are going to constructing the rings from our retaining walls. In this picture, we can see how the first level is making first, and just the beginning of the excavation of this area. We can see the detail of the steel, the waiting steel for the next ring that will connect second ring with the first one in order to connect both pieces from our retaining wall. After to take out this land, this excavation, we will begin with the steel, the reinforcement, the concreting, and just put on all the characteristics of our wall, like the waterproof, the PVC lines, all the details we are going to use. Then we will take out the steel forms at this second level, and we will carry just the face, our retaining wall. In this picture we can see the mark from the floor. The next floor we will construct during the structure process. When all trams and all rings of our wall just will be finished, we can begin with the excavation of the parcel. In this case, we can take out all the land from the parcel because our parcel is free and the wall is resistant enough to support the pressure from our neighbors' constructions. In some cases, we can need a pieces of steel, like warranty for us the pressure, like this one, steel and steel, that's both beams that putting on in the corner of our wall, this will support the pressure until our concrete is completely ready to be uncharged. Like a very important control during the quality control process is just the waterproofing. We have to be sure our wall is completely safe and completely waterproof. Inside our wall, no water can be inside it. The waterproof has 3 lines. Just the first one is like a primacy, a cream, by bituminous product that guarantees the completely fixed and the completely close of all the little holes or joints the concrete can has. The second leaf is just to put on a bituminous line, a bituminous sheet that guarantees the waterproofing. And the third leaf is just a drainage line, a drainage sheet that protects the waterproof line in order to the roots or vegetation and just the land work you will do when you will add all the land you need to close the parcel. Like a last verification, just finishing our quality control at this unit is just control the surface, the stride and the possibility of joints not well terminated. In all cases we have to close the little holes, the tube from the sword just conserve in the case we are making retaining walls with both faces. Thank you very much.